In the golden light of dawn, the Nile awakens, and from the sacred waters of Egypt, a new star is born, a prince destined for greatness, the boy who would become the most powerful pharaoh in history, Ramses II. Within the grand halls of the royal palace, young Ramses is raised among warriors and scholars. He is no ordinary child. Every lesson, every whisper of the gods, prepares him for a future written in stone. He builds not with clay, but with legacy. From mighty pylons to temples carved from mountains, Ramses turns the land of the Nile into a realm of divine architecture, each stone echoing his name. But far beyond Egypt's borders, the drums of war begin to beat. The Hittites, fierce, ambitious, march south. A clash of empires draws near. Steel clashes on the banks of the Orontes. The Battle of Kadesh, one of the greatest battles of the ancient world. Ramses, surrounded and betrayed, stands alone, but does not fall. With divine courage and the fire of a god-king, Ramses turns the tide. His chariot blazes through chaos. Victory is claimed not by numbers, but by sheer will. From the ashes of war comes wisdom. Ramses signs the world's first known peace treaty with his former enemy, Egypt and the Hittites, bound not by swords, but by scroll and seal. Among all his triumphs, one shines brightest. Her name was Nefertari, queen, wife, and muse. For her, he built temples, wrote love in stone, and made her name eternal beside his own. He ruled not only as pharaoh, but as father to a royal lineage. Surrounded by sons and daughters, Ramses plants the roots of a dynasty meant to outlast the desert winds. In the cliffs of Nubia, for colossal statues stare across time, Ramses carved in stone, godlike and eternal. The temple of Abu Simbel is not just a monument. It is a declaration. I am here. I was mighty. I will not be forgotten. Twice a year, the sun aligns with the gods. Light pierces the dark halls of Abu Simbel, touching Ramses' face with golden warmth. A celestial miracle etched in architecture, devoted to eternity. In the minds of his people, Ramses is no longer just a king. He is Horus on earth. Offerings are laid at his feet. Prayers rise to his name. He becomes the living god, radiant, untouchable. But behind the light, shadows stir. The high priests of Ammonius whisper in secret. Power shifts in silence. Even a god-king must share his throne with faith. Egypt blossoms under his hand. New cities rise, temples soar. Obelisks pierce the skies. Ramses reshapes the land like a sculptor with the Nile as his chisel. He fathers dozens of children. Princes and princesses fill the palace halls. His legacy is not only in stone, but in blood, a royal tree that stretches across generations. In crisis, Ramses stands tall. He opens the granaries, calms his people, and guides his nation like a shepherd in a storm. Leadership is tested not in peace, but in suffering. In the scrolls of faith, another name echoes beside Ramses, Moses. Legend tells of confrontation, of plagues, of parted seas. History blurs with myth. Was the pharaoh of Exodus the mighty Ramses? The sands hold their secrets. As years turned to decades, Ramses ruled with unmatched longevity. 67 years on the throne, more than a lifetime for most. Egypt knew no other king. He became time itself. Old age did not dim his flame. He sat tall among his people, silver-haired and solemn, a mirror of Ra, the sun god, watching over his land with eternal fire in his eyes. But even gods must sleep. Deep in the Theban cliffs, his tomb was carved into silence. A labyrinth of death, treasure, and prayers, built not for a man, but for a legend. And then, silence. The Nile wept. The temples stood still. Ramses the Great, the living Horus, returned to the gods. But death could not erase him, for he had already become immortal. Modern eyes gazed upon an ancient face. The archaeologists who uncovered Ramses saw not just a corpse, but a bridge to eternity. The pharaoh had spoken once more, across the ages. From Luxor to Karnak, from statues to scrolls, his name is etched in every corner of Egypt. Ramses is not just remembered. He is still present, watching, towering above time. He was not the first pharaoh. He was not the last. But he was the one who left behind the roar of gods, the whisper of love, and the thunder of empire. He was Ramses the Great. In books, in museums, in the hearts of millions, his story lives on. Children speak his name. Scholars debate his legacy. Tourists walk through his temples, seeking to touch the divine. And so ends the tale of Ramses, the builder, the warrior, the lover, the god. His name did not fade. It rose with the sun and sleeps beneath the stars. Ramses, the immortal.